Okay, welcome everyone. Very happy to be connecting with you today. It's a Wednesday and it is June 28th, 2023, as I am doing this live recording. And today is the completion of my series. I forgot to mention, my name is Paul Fletcher and this is The Healing Source. And I wanted to say thank you for coming the previous 6 in this series. If you missed it, I tell you, it's action packed. A lot more information than what I can share today, but I'm going to do a recap of the previous 6 weeks of wisdom on the steps to a successful manifestation. It doesn't matter if you're trying to manifest wealth or health or a relationship, it all works the same. And today I'll be doing a recap on that. I was kind of looking over, the information prior to this, preparing for today's podcast. And it's amazing to me the level of the information that is being revealed to humanity at this time regarding manifesting, regarding bringing forth our latent capabilities. We as a human race, um, we as a soul, we as a spiritual being are far more powerful than we are led to believe. And we as a human race are just waking up to that. There is a significant amount of people that are just simply asleep. And sleep is the wheel, at the wheel, as they say. But as we wake up to our potential, as we wake up to our soul's potential, we will and invariably might take us a billion or so years, but we will invariably come to understand that we can create, manifest anything that we want. And we will get to the frequency, maybe not immediately, but we will get to the frequency individually at the level of soul where manifestation will simply be instant. It will happen effortlessly. And that you can look forward to. But between now and when that actually occurs, what we can do is we can work on shortening the lifespan of the steps between how can I get from where I'm at and the level of success or suffering that I'm at to the level of instant manifestation with exactly what it is I'm wanting. That absolutely is possible. So I'm going to go over some of the steps of the information that has been shared with me. Much of it is from my teacher, Dr. and Master Sha, and I would say a good half of it uh, includes the wisdom of the physics, which recognizes quantum entanglement. I also include a lot of common sense principles that I'll be going over, as well as the steps that you can employ all of this. Now, if you missed any of this, make sure that you go back and watch the previous recordings, especially the previous 6 sessions, because I teach each one of the snippets I'm going to discuss today, and I go into much more detail on them. So without further ado, let's jump in and welcome also Rebecca, welcome Diana, anyone who's present and I haven't seen your name, thank you for coming. And thank you for liking and sharing as well as subscribing to my podcast, YouTube, wherever it is you're watching me at. Okay. So let's go ahead and share a screen here. Now, in week 1, I covered what is the root cause of financial, business, or success. And there are several things that contribute to this. And again, this is the highlights. So if you want the details, go back to that week itself. One of the main contributors actually is our ancestors. When we are born, when the sperm and the egg touch, there is a signal sent to heaven, and your prenatal chi, your prenatal life force energy, is activated. That before birth energy comes from your ancestors. And when that is activated, the messages from your ancestors comes in also. What does that mean, the messages? That means every positive and negative thought, word, and action that they have done comes in energetically into your field. If any of this information is not making sense to you because you're new to this, then go all the way back to the first 3 teachings in my podcast where I explain the nature of Tao, the nature of frequencies, vibrations, energies, positive and negative messages, and how it affects your energetic field of your soul. That then impacts your physical body, your emotional body, your state of mind, mindsets. It impacts your finances, relationships, and more. Covered that in the first 5 podcasts. So, assuming that you have that education, it's important to understand that upon your birth, your ancestral connectivity to you instantly comes in. It's half the reason why you have all the success you've had in life. It's half the reason you've had any financial flourishing. It's half the reason why you've had any success at all is because of your ancestors and the good things that they have done. But also, half of your failures, half of your unpleasant experiences has also been contributed to them and by them. And so it's a simple reason why some of the ancestors may have high blood pressure or diabetes or whatever it might be, and they say it passes on to you. Well, it's actually passing in through the DNA. And your DNA is literally zeros and ones. It is literally, by science, discovered to be the equivalent of a USB drive, except you have the equivalent of 4,000, I forget the actual number, it's just ludicrous. It's like 40,000 terabytes of data can fit on one little strand of your DNA. So you have the library of all universes in your DNA, and you have the library of your ancestors in your DNA as well, including their thoughts, their words, their actions, positive and negative. That affects your field. It affects the way your success and your manifestations can occur. It affects your life and your success, as indicated in week 1. The root cause of your financial, business, or your success problems can be tied in potentially to some of their mistakes. They might have harmed people, they may have taken advantage of others, greed, corruption, etc. And even though you might be an amazing, awesome, wonderful person, their negative frequencies and vibrations that they put into the entangled field of this experience we have could be affecting you. Now, additionally, of course, you very well have lived more than one life. And as amazing and awesome as you are, you might not have always been so amazing and awesome in previous times. You might have cheated, lied, taken advantage of others. But what if you have problems manifesting a healthy relationship? Then that could be that you have harmed others in relationship. We don't know. Now, this entire course is on finances and success and finances and manifesting, but the principles can be applied to any aspect of life. That part doesn't change. So be conscientious that your current life is, and your choices in this current life are also can predominantly impact your creation and your manifestation. So one of the things that you want to be aware of is that you have a soul. Your soul has frequency and vibration always. And the frequency and vibration that you allow into your thoughts, into your environment, including, if you walk through a room and there's negative news going and you hear about the most recent murder, that's not good energy in your field. If you sit down and you watch it, that's more bad energy in your field. And if you get stuck in that negative news and they start talking about terrorism here or world war there, blah, 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 then you have polluted your field. None of this will help you in your manifestation principles, okay? So this is about taking care of your current and present life. Things from previous lifetimes, things from ancestors, that's in your field, and that puts in your environment potential roadblocks. And so you want to be able to dissolve those potential roadblocks by going to the wisdom that I've shared in week number 2. So in week number 2, what you'll see is I wrote, what are the 7 daily practices that you can put into your life for financial success? The title of this is the Tao of living a life of manifesting success, right? We want to live in the Tao, the natural way of manifesting success. How do we do that? We have to literally embed into our lives a series of positive changes, a series of tweaks and adjustments. And it is exactly that. It's not like a swathing change. It's mostly an agreement to change certain ways of thinking or doing things in incremental pieces, and or doing it in a focused and aggressive manner, uh, but sticking with it. Okay. So, what are some of the things you can do? 7 daily practices. The first one is gratitude. When I taught this about 5 weeks ago, I spoke about a practice that I do where when I wake up, I think of 3 things to be grateful for that I've never thought of before. Okay, they have to be 3 entirely new things to be grateful for. And this sets the field of gratitude for the remainder of my day. That's a whole lot better than waking up and the brain kicks into overdrive of fear this, worry that, what am I going to do, how am I going to do, when am I going to do. That is not going to benefit your positive field of manifesting success. Okay? Gratitude. Have it throughout the day. Try to see everything from that mindset and start out your day that well. Number 2 is offering more services. And, for those of you that are healers, I don't mean going and doing more healing services. Uh, there's many different ways you can serve others, including your intelligence, right? You have several skill sets that others may not have, and you can share those slices of intelligence, wisdom, skill sets to help somebody, even if it's as simple as helping somebody to do something on their computer that they don't know how to do. That is service. You can smile to somebody that is not smiling. That is service. You can pick up the piece of trash that was in your way on the way to where you were headed. That is service. Service can happen in so many ways that a vast majority of us fail to remember. And one of the reasons why we don't do it, it's not that we don't know it's service, it's that we don't do it or fail to do it because we're so busy in our mind pontificating something from the past or something from the future, which I'm going to get into in just a few minutes. Number 3 is forgiveness. Okay. Forgiveness is very, very important. We need to be stewards of our vibration. If we are going to live the Tao of success and manifestation in a day to day life, we must be conscientious of what is within our field, in our environment, in our heart that we need to let go of. Okay. Where do we hold anger? Where do we hold resentment? Where do we hold anything from a previous relationship? Where do we hold anything from somebody harming us financially? Where do we hold anything that would cause our hearts to be closed? Then we offer forgiveness. This is not the time or the place to go into a detailed forgiveness practice. I cover that in great specificity in my earlier podcasts, so make sure you go back and watch those. The next thing that you can do on a daily basis is affirmations that are resistance free. Affirmations work. It's not that they don't work. It's when we repeat things, both read it or speak it in our mind or live it in our life, and we don't believe it. Okay. Uh, Today I'm going to win $1 million. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am happy. Well, if that's not true and a part of you resisting it, then don't say that. Uh, Only say affirmations that you don't have resistance to. Okay? I know that something today will benefit me. I'm excited to see what that's going to be. And you can walk through your day excited to what's going to benefit you. There's different ways you can bring affirmations into your life. I just made that one up on the spot. But affirmations do have a value, especially if they carry a positive message, which puts positive ripples into your vibrational field, and you have no resistance to them. The more positive messages in your vibration, the better your future will be, and the more probability of manifesting what it is you want to manifest. Number 5, stop complaining. Yeah, that goes for all of us. Complaints can be very subtle, and complaints can be quite obvious. Not easy, right? Difficult sometimes. and yet it does not benefit us in any manner whatsoever to complain. I still catch myself several times a day. It's whittled down from 30 times a day. I'm down to maybe 2 to 5 times a day, but it is a process. It is a personal attention, and then we're going to get into that being present and how we react and respond. We're going to get into that with more detail in a minute as well. But pay attention. Complaining is saying, I'm in control and that shouldn't have happened. Complaining is, I had a series of expectations and this was not one of them. It already happened. It's already done. So you can hold on to it and whine, or you can let it go and say, well, it's already done. Now, how can I adjust my present moment to have the highest and best reaction and response so that it does not screw with my successful manifested future? Stop complaining. Number 6, change your perspective. Ties into number 5. Change your perspective on it. Well, that was not what I was expecting. And yes, I can feel some irritation welling up for me because that impacts this, and impacts this, and impacts this. And it could be that this unexpected thing happened because heaven is involved, because I know that heaven is involved in all this creation. I know that heaven is always creating for me what I'm wanting. And I have told heaven I'm wanting A, B, C. And so it's very possible that by judging this, I am extending my manifestation from occurring, but by seeing that this might have happened for reasons that I can't understand, that it could very well contribute to exactly what I requested. So I'm going to smile and realize that somehow this is contributing to what I positively want and manifest. I just don't know how it's contributing at this time. So you change your perspective on something, give it a different way of looking at it. Number 7, add positive emotions to your intended visualizations. Okay. So we all are familiar with visualization. We all know in general what it is we're wanting. The biggest mistakes, and again, I'm not going to go into details here, go back and watch this. The biggest mistakes made around intention and visualization is that, much like not believing it's going to happen, when we put uh, too much attention on how it's going to happen, or giving attention to, well, that sounds good, but I don't know how it's impossible, that's when we're not trusting the source. Put your focused attention on what it is you're wanting: relationship, financial success. Be specific on the what that financial success intention is. Do you want to be completely free and have no more debts? Do you want to have that new job, and what does that job look like? You don't have to know how it's going to happen. You don't have to know how you're going to be debt free. You don't have to know about that new job and how it's going to happen. You just need to be clear on what it is you want. Okay. And then the key is to add emotions to it. Okay. The more time you spend in emotions and adding emotions to the clarity of what you want and desire, where you don't have a resistance to what you want and desire, you let go of how it's going to happen, then the more probability of it coming forth. So very, very important. Again, I go into more detail throughout the rest of this and in the previous podcasts. You guys having fun yet? It's good stuff. All right, let's move into week 3. Okay. What we covered, almost all of you missed this unless you went back and watched the recording. Somehow there was a hiccup in the system. So you really should go back and watch this one. It was entirely flowed. I was told to teach on the Tao of creation and manifestation of wealth and success. Using the creation and manifestation cycle that Master Sha has taught. From 1 equals 2, 2 becomes 3, 3 becomes 1, woo. When 3 goes back to 2, back to 1. Okay, so go back and watch this one. It was podcast number 3. For those that are not familiar with this, definitely probably be over your head. That's okay. There is the woo world and there is the yo world. There's the manifest world and the unmanifest world. The woo world is the unmanifest world from which everything is birthed. It is the space where there is emptiness and nothingness, and then everything is birthed from that. We, you and I, exist in both worlds, but we operate in the yo world. We manifest in the yo world. We exist in the woo world as a soul. Your soul is always a source. Your physical presence, me, Paul, you, Mary, you, Diane, Linda, whoever else, we're physically here, and we operate in life physically here, but our soul is connected to source at all times. It's one with the woo world. Okay. And so the key to bringing forth manifestation is to shorten the gap of time between manifestation when we request it and when it arrives. Alignment to our soul and the higher frequencies and the higher dimensions are allow us to receive aligned messages that bring forth a much faster manifestation of what we want. Remember, everything is created instantly. We know that because quantum physics validates that. The minute we give attention to something, there it is. The minute we take our attention off it, it becomes back into wave form. We put attention on it, it comes into physical form. We take attention off it, it goes back into wave form. That's quantum physics. It's the same thing in real life. In this 3D world, when we say, I want this, I expect this, then it's already in physical manifestation. It's coming forth. And the minute we say, I don't know, then it dissolves because we took our attention off of it. So when we recognize that these are scientifically validated proofs, then we can start to work with those. Part of that is developing our own frequency and vibration so that we can shorten the gap between the requested manifestation and it coming to us, because we do live in third dimension, so there is time and there is space, but it doesn't need to be. Okay, I'm going to talk about that more in week 4, the next section. So too much to go into on that now, but make sure you go back and watch that one. So our job is to trust and to know and to disallow negative interruptions to derail the manifestation from arriving. Remember, we are, and some of you might not have picked this up in Master Sha's teaching, from 1 becomes 2, from 2 becomes 3, from 3 becomes 1 woo. 3 returns to 2, 2 returns to 1, 1 returns to Tao. What is the return process? It is becoming back one to the light. We're literally evolving back to the light, okay? We are in the one wu zone, going back to 3, back to 2, back to 1. Okay, that's what reverse creation is. We're all in that process. However, you can shorten that by being conscientious of you are not the creator. Sounds pretty straightforward, but it's true. You're not the creator. You are a co-creator. The source is the creator. Your part in the co-part of co-creating is to make the request and allow it to arrive without getting in the way. So that means you have to trust, you have to know, you have to be cognizant of negative information that pops up and disallow it by interrupting it. You have to, otherwise you derail the manifestation from arriving. Okay, so you can shorten your gap of time between the request and the arrival by being conscientious of how we can disrupt it. So God creates everything. Your job is to be clear on what you want and give it not constant focused attention. Give it a gentle attention with a joyful knowingness that it is on its way. So something negative comes up that reminds you have financial issues. You say, thank you. That is a past experience. I've already put forth my present creation, and I'm going to default back into this wonderful emotion of feeling fulfilled and the bills paid and the enjoyment of money in the bank. And I'm going to go back in that wonderful emotional space, thereby derailing the negative attention that was trying to get you through that bill showing up, putting your attention in a positive space, thereby controlling your present moment. Moving into week 4 with that concept, the past and its effects on your manifestations. So time is not horizontal. If you missed this, go back and watch it in the podcast. Time is not horizontal. Time is actually vertical. We live in a vertical alignment of moments. Each moment is filled with your choice of a present. I am present to talking to you. Or while you're listening to me, are you thinking about something from the past? Or are you listening to me, but you're thinking about something that might happen in the future, right? Where are you in each moment? Because we default to past or present a great deal of past or future a great deal of the time, then we tend to lose our moments and it feels like time has just gone by. What happens to all the time? It's just gone. I can't get enough done in a day because we tend to be anything other than present. Thoughts create. So when you're in the present, are you creating a future out of future fear? Are you creating a future out of past worries, concerns, or experiences that you had? What is your future being created from in this present moment? Negative thoughts, especially your past negative thoughts, recreate the negative from the past in your present and into your future. That alone should cause you to be very vigilant to say, no way do I want something from the past in my future. But the vast majority of us keep getting more of what we don't want because we are not paying attention to our thoughts. And our thoughts very often are on something negative, something from the past, or something unpleasant, negative from the future. And by allowing things into your environment, including people that are negative, thoughts that are negative, news that is negative, anything that separates you from the present can be derailing your manifestation. Okay? So time then is a construct of the third dimension, and it is related to the world of thoughts. It is related to a lack of purity. When we operate in higher frequencies and higher dimensions, manifestation can be instant. So let's move then into week 5, understanding dimensions and time in relationships. Excuse me, not in relationships, in relationship to manifesting and success. All dimensions, third, fourth, fifth, first, second, 99th dimension, they all exist at the same time on that vertical line. That's why I said time is not horizontal, time is vertical. All dimensions exist at the same time, just like a layer cake, just like the desserts that have the very thin layers of that crispy wafer, right? Everything is layered. Everything is a frequency and vibration that operates on different layers. Cell phones operate at a different vibration and frequency than a microwave, and you operate on a different frequency than an ant. So all dimensions exist at the same time, but we cannot see them, we cannot experience them or know they exist because we are limited to our 5 senses. Therefore, we judge that they do not exist at the same time, or that they are not above and below us in terms of a vertical comprehension. But they do. Just because our 5 senses doesn't comprehend them doesn't make it any less true. Manifestation is easy for those that operate 100% in 4th dimension and above. 100% meaning their vibration is such that they don't need to be here in this physical space. Okay, and our soul can operate on 4th, 5th, higher dimensions. Our soul can operate on those dimensions. Our soul came from the source, which is in those higher dimensions. We are a speck or an aspect of source. So our soul absolutely can operate on that, and in fact is operating in those higher frequencies and the dimensions. But because you and I are bringing our attention here to enjoy this space, we're deliciously enjoying this thing called time and space, where we enjoy that chocolate shake, we enjoy that romantic relationship. We don't so much enjoy having a wallet that has no money in it, but we are in the process of experiencing this third dimension, but our soul is at a higher frequency and vibration. Manifestation occurs at those higher vibrations instantly because they don't have the issues we have here. So when you take time to quiet yourself, you literally stop time because you're no longer in the past or the future. You're in the moment, which is vertical, where there is no time. Quietness stops time. And in that stoppage of time, you increase your alignment, dimensionally speaking. You realign to your soul. You realign to your highest potential of your highest frequency and vibration. So, in that alignment is where you can do your best manifestation. And that alignment is where you bring into it your predetermined, predefined, ideal visualization of what it is you're wanting. And you bring into that relaxed space of meditated emptiness your ideal end result with all of the emotions associated with that ideal end result. And you remain in that space of emptiness and timelessness. That then interacts with heaven and the heavenly machine and they start moving their wheels and their cogs of heaven, and it brings to you everything that you're wanting with great expediency. But there's a problem. We get in the way of that expediency. So let's move into week 6, the Tao of meaning, and how we apply what we witness and experience to manifestation and success. So we're in this nice, relaxed space, deep meditation, and we happily visualize what we know is coming, and it feels so yummy. We like it there. And then it's time to come out of that manifestation, and we open our eyes, and somebody's knocking on the door, or the phone rings, or you need to go take care of your next responsibility, whatever that is. And you step back into moments that are filled with responsibilities, thoughts, negativity, wonder if, what do they need now? Got to answer that email, yada, da, 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 right? Your manifestation is still on its way to you. It can be 1 second away or 3 years away. The expediency of it arriving is dependent upon how you are present to your moment. It depends on how you define everything that is happening to you in that moment. So you get an email, and the email has some unpleasant things. You drop into, shit, here we go again. That negative energy is not going to assist your vibration. How did you define that email? Redefine it. Redefine it as, I'm not sure how this negative email will benefit me to bring forth my positive manifestation, but I know it will. You walk outside your front door and you trip over the bicycle that was left on the stairs. You land and you break your wrist. Oh, shit. How am I going to do this now? I'm going to miss work. I've got to go to the hospital. My wrist is in pain. It's going to cost me a bill, yada, da, da, da. And you go down the negative road, future thinking of what if. How you manage your moments brings forth your manifestation as quickly as possible. Remember, go backwards. You are not the one responsible for how things arrive to you. Source is. And Source may decide that the fastest way to get you something is for you to break your wrist. And by breaking your wrist, you have to go to the hospital. And when you're at the hospital, you meet a lot of people that help you to start your business. Or you meet somebody that is financially wealthy and they need exactly what you have to offer in terms of a skill set. And then you guys work out a deal where more money comes to you. You don't know how heaven will bring forth your manifestation. But when something happens, no matter what it is, we define it as negative a great deal of the time. Start being significantly more responsible for how you define things. No matter what it is, and especially if we have before defined it as a negative, stop, catch yourself, and consciously redefine it as something that will benefit your manifestation. Let it go and then default into that positive space and that cheerful space where you have predefined what you want with that positive emotion. You have disallowed the extension of manifesting what you want, and you have shortened the gap of it coming to you. So we can all be responsible this way. So let's apply everything we've put together today. Number one, define your ideal life, including your ideal health, your ideal wealth conditions, your ideal relationship. You can do it all at once, or you can have snippets and focus just on the one that you want to manifest. Since this course that I just completed in the podcast is on finances, imagine that. What is your ideal financial condition? Okay. Is it how small or how big do you want to think? Do you want to think small, new job? Do you want to think big, retired, fat, and happy? Okay. You want to define what it is you want. Pay attention to your mind. Your mind says, how am I going to get there? I don't know. Where did your mind go? Did it go to the past? Did it go to the future? Is it in the present? You have to be a steward of your moments. Manifestation is all about being the conscious steward of your moments. So define your ideal condition and continue to activate it with positive, enjoyment-filled emotions of that already being completed. It's not your job to know how it's going to happen. It's not your job. Let it go. Just pay attention to the positive emotion of already being done. That accelerates it coming to you. When you wake up every day in gratitude, spend 10 minutes in that same positive field. The one we just talked about. What positive field? The one where you have your clear idea of what it is you want with your positive emotions. Start your day with that. Now, throughout your day, you will be challenged because life is life. Life loves to challenge us. Life will throw all kinds of curveballs at you. Life will give you 10,000 opportunities to remember to be positive. And then the next day it'll be 9,998. And the next day it'll be 9,000. But it'll be 98 less than the day before. Because every day you bring more positive emotion, less default into past and to future, you will have less commandeering your time. You need to stop giving up your time to past and future and to be present in the right positive state. Watch your thoughts. I tell you throughout the day, it is a monumental effort, but it's worth every moment to watch your thoughts specific to what it is you're wanting to manifest. Of course, watch your thoughts with everything else. Are they positive? Are they negative? Because if it has nothing to do with manifesting, you're all woe is me in some kind of depressive state about a relationship. Do you think any aspect of that negative energy that is definitely from the past, because you're thinking about the past and how it's going to affect your future with that relationship, do you think any part of that energy is going to positively affect your financial blessings? No, it won't. So why spend any time there? Be conscientious. Clear those using the 7 techniques I mentioned earlier. Okay. Are your thoughts causing you to circle? I catch myself encircling thoughts more than I'd like to admit. Okay. Stop it. Put yourself on the present moment path. Default instantly into that positive thought with a positive emotion. If all you did throughout the day, catch yourself, default to positive thought, positive emotion, what you want. Catch yourself, default to positive. If that's all you did that 70 times a day, your manifestation will come to you much, much, much faster. Much faster. If you want to know if a pear is sweet, taste it. If you want to know if this is true, try it. You'll be surprised. So default to this positive. Be joyful. Finish your day with observation. How did I do? How many times did I fall back into the old negative? How many times was I complaining? How many times did I react and respond from a default place? How many times was I had expectations and the expectations didn't work and I reacted to it negatively instead of redefining it as a positive? Are you doing these things? I can tell you I'm not. I'm trying to do these things. I'm trying to be more consistent every day. But I tell you, life is so aggressive. There's so many hiccups along the way. There's so many different things that are taking your attention. The cell phone takes your attention, right? How much time does that suck from your day? Are you being present when you're on the cell phone? Is it creating negative experiences? Sometimes I like to have fun with conspiracy theories. Is that bringing positive energy into my field? No. So I put it down. I am being responsible for my time zaps. I'm being responsible for my positive and negatives. Are you? Your day will be interrupted 10,000 times minimum. What you do with those interruptions is your responsibility. Stop whining about you're not getting your manifestation. You're not getting it because you're not placing your attention in the right places. And if you raise your frequency, you raise your vibration, you go into that meditative state more often, you will bring forth your manifestation much faster. You need to do those things to be responsible for what it is you're wanting to create. Now, I will be talking more about this in a few weeks. I have something I'm teaching on the 14th, I believe, Friday. But I'm going to put forth an offer to anybody that's here, and I will do it again down the road. And that is a blessing, but it won't be a financial blessing. I'm not going to do that. What's the value? Everybody here's got financial blessings. It hasn't created what you wanted, has it? Why? I just explained why. Not going to recreate that one. I'm going to offer a very unique balancing blessing. It's a yin-yang balance blessing. It will be specifically to bring you into the present moment, to balance, not defaulting into the past, not defaulting into the future, to bring yin-yang balance to your thoughts. Because when you can control your thoughts, when you can be more present, you have the greatest opportunity of manifesting what you want. So this will be using a special Fa Chi that I have. It's a Yue Sun Moon Yin Yang Fa Chi. I received it. It was Kaigonged. And this is not the one that was recently released in the Advanced Retreat. That's, way beyond me. But this is exceedingly powerful. I've used it multiple times with amazing results. So the honor fee for that is $200. If you wish to do that, that will include a session in which I will give you the link. We'll set up a half-hour session. We'll define what needs to be defined in terms of where your predominant past and future thoughts are. And we will go about blessing the release of those past and future fears, doubts, worries, whatever they are, that contribute to your inability to stay present and manifest what you want. Okay? So I hope that you all take advantage of that. I am going to put a link into this. It will go into all the places that I'm live streaming. And you can go there. And this will be a general link. The honor fee for this is $200. I say a general link because I don't have a specific link just for this type of service. Okay. So it will be a general link, but you can use it. Give me just a moment. And then once you honor for it, if you decide to do this, then I will connect with you and I will give you the link to secure a half-hour consultation with me. Which, by the way, a half-hour consultation with me is $200. So you get that, and you get a $200 healing for about $200. It's pretty good value. Okay. So I want to thank my teacher, Master Sha. This went 45 minutes. Normally I do a half hour right now. For those that came in late, make sure you go back and watch it. Better yet, go back and watch the previous 7 episodes because I go into detail in each of these. I am going to finish by sharing with you. I know that it is difficult living in this life at this time. It is a bear. We are clearing lifetimes of crud so fast. Normally, one life we would clear maybe 2 lifetimes of crud. We're clearing thousands all at once. It's just a bear. Okay. And one of the fastest things you can do to help yourself is to spend no more time in anything negative, having your moments being commandeered by the past or the future. You can manifest what you want. It's not that difficult. You just need to be present and do what you can to be more responsible for those present moments. This service will help you. It's not something you can afford, but ask heaven to deliver you the money. Manifest it. Okay? You can do it. It's not hard to manifest 200. Just ask for it. And then spend it on this, and then it'll clear a lot of crud and it'll be even easier to manifest. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Wellspringoflight.com is my website. Of course, my email, paul@wellspringoflight.com. So you can email me there. And if you're unfamiliar with all of my services, my membership program, I do so many amazing things to help people, healing every day, 30-minute sessions, Monday through Friday, where you can watch the recording if you miss it. Every Wednesday, I'm doing financial blessings with financial calligraphies. You know, my program is truly, it's worthwhile. So you should go to wellspringoflight.com and check it out. And we will see you all very soon. Thank you, everyone. Until next time, have an awesome day. Bye-bye.